The House Ethics Committee just earlier today released its long anticipated report, their exhaustive survey of the life and crimes of George Santos, and they found that there is substantial evidence that he violated federal criminal laws. So they have, after all this time, caught up to all of us circa 18 months ago or whatever. But anyway, yes, they believe that he did break the law, and the report is up. You can go see it if you want. I'm just gonna read a few excerpts that I thought were fun. They say there's a complex web of unlawful activity involving his campaign, personal and business finances. He sought to fraudulently exploit every aspect of his House candidacy for his own personal financial profit and will most likely continue to do that. He blatantly stole from his campaign. He deceived donors into providing what they thought were contributions to his campaign, but were in fact payments for his personal benefit. He reported fictitious loans to his political committees, and he sustained all of this through a constant series of lies to his constituents, donors, and staff about his background and experience. Those are sort of the top lines of the most important substantive crimes that he committed. But coming out of this, if you see anything about this report, what you're probably going to see is that he used the money to pay for, I think there was some clothing, but also OnlyFans expenses. Dude, pay your own OnlyFans. That's on you. That's the thing that you like. And so I'm a little bit upset about this. I can only imagine how Ben Shapiro feels about this. But Mondale, what do you think about this report?
Well, what you don't know is he actually paid to see Ben Shapiro on OnlyFans. No, I'm just joking.
Oh my God.
I'm just joking. Listen, Botox. He also paid for Botox with campaign.
Botox, yeah.
So it's unbelievable. This is unbelievable. But you said something that's kind of funny to me. That's funny in the most scariest way possible, John. And that funny, scary thing is that Boebert is normal in this Republican era that we find ourselves in, right? She's not the extreme. This is. It is unbelievable. You have to be guilty of this to be considered extreme or an outlier for this Republican Party. We thought the Tea Party was nuts when they came in. We thought, and there's no way in hell this could be a part of the governing complex that is America. Now we have this. I don't know what's next if MTG and Boebert and the rest of those clowns over there are the new norm for Republican Party. That also means that this dysfunction is baked into democracy as we know it from here going forward until Donald Trump get rid of democracy and make himself, the authoritarian that runs America.
Yeah, you're right. It's just been such a weird ride with this guy, and these latest details are so weird. Like in particular, the Botox thing. Like he's a clown, but he doesn't seem like he needs Botox. He's a young guy. He seems to have pretty good skin. I don't know what the Botox is for, and on the OnlyFans, just it's a reminder of how irresponsible he is, that he would expect that we should pay for that. Just do what every responsible adult does, which is every paycheck you set aside 10% that goes to OnlyFans. Like you just don't even think about it, just have it automatically deducted. But anyway, he's gonna stick around for another year. It is still possible that he could be expelled, that we will not have to wait. And that at least would be that black mark on his, I guess his ledger. If you would be able to see it amongst all the other black marks. So that is possible. Representative Robert Garcia is going to be submitting a privilege resolution to expel him. That'll be coming up in just a couple of weeks. He previously did one of the other ones that regrettably failed. And wouldn't it have looked great to get out ahead of this sort of report as the Republicans in Congress and show that you actually care about this? Now they're the ones who voted to keep him, the guy who committed all these crimes and spent taxpayer dollars on Botox and OnlyFans or whatever. And it is a privilege resolution, so there will be a vote on it, but that's still no guarantee that they're going to expel him. So I don't know, maybe we could get a little poll going on whether people think he's gonna make it to election day. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, man. Listen, let's be clear, John. You are thinking like a logical person. That logic does not exist in the Republican Party. Actually, it's enough to get you barred faster than it would get him expelled. He's not going anywhere. I promise you, he's not going anywhere because they are committed to power at any cost, and they need that vote. They can't afford to allow someone else to come in that's more moderate from that district, which would actually look more like that district. So I think what we're going to see is we're going to let him saying that he's not going to run for re-election may be enough to carry him through the next election. Here's what's scary though. Here's what I believe. I'm not past this guy saying he's not going to run for re-election and then just do.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even really think about that. He is a liar. We should not forget that. That's a good point. And everyone, in terms of the stakes, I'm just going to throw this out to end this segment. Coming up in 2024, Joe Biden is polling lower than Trump, which is an absolute disaster. On the Senate side, the Democrats have like an apocalyptic map of seats that they have to defend, and that's looking really bad. So the future of the House, super important if you want any checks and balances whatsoever. The Republicans currently have a very narrow lead. These sorts of things, like if George Santos is on the ballot or not, can be super important for if the Republicans get to like maybe do everything that they want over the next 4 years.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.